I think for emerging researchers, it really is just important for folks to recognize that structural oppression is a constant, and that there's no way to sidestep it, there's no way to avoid it, that the function of our society is such that it's creating constant structural inequality and structural oppression at all times. And so our project can't happen in a vacuum. It can't happen outside of that context. So just sort of recognizing that you have to always be vigilant about attending to the ways that structural oppression are happening and are affecting the project throughout all the time. So that sounds really negative, but it's a thing that's true. And so I think, one example that comes to mind that I think could be helpful is, I work now with the Northwest Network for LGBTQ survivors of domestic violence. And I have worked with them for a long time, and I am here a lot. And I have gotten to know staff here, and I'm friendly, and are on really good terms with the folks here, and love the work, and identify as queer myself, and have done a lot of work around queer domestic violence. And so I worked on a project not too long ago where we were doing an evaluation of one of our programs, and I was working with staff. We were doing a CBPR project on that and trying to build the survey we wanted to use to evaluate the efficacy of the program. And so I'm working with staff, and we identified some standardized scales to try to see, could these work? And I was reporting back, and so I did the searching for the scales, and then we were going to go through them together. And as we were going through them, I presented one of the scales and was like, well, how do you guys think about this one? Do you think this could work? How would this fit in the setting? And the staff were like, yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. And as we kind of went in more deep in the staff were like, oh yeah, this would never work at all. This is actually horrible. I hate this scale. And I was like, oh, okay, right. So that is the kind of feedback I was looking for. And it was this disconnect for me of I'm on really good terms with folks here. I feel like I have a very open vibe. I'm super flexible. I'm also queer identified, and I'm on similar pages as a lot of folks here. And yet still I represented science in that moment, and still I represented research. And so there was an assumption that because I brought this scale to the table as a possibility, I might have secret research knowledge about whether or not this scale is the right way to go. And so people defaulted to me, and that just is part of the function of power and oppression.